We see this look from time to time from the Knights. Third down, St. Clair deep drop back. He's going deep down the field. The pass is caught. Wide open 40, 30. It's Buck Studwell. 15, 10, 5 touchdown. New York. They're going to hand it off to H. Shaw. He got the first down. A championship is coming to New York.
23 seconds, 22 seconds. What are they going to do here? 4 yards from the end zone. Dunhill going to throw again. Dunhill out to Hollywood. BDG Hollywood touchdown! Oh my. The Atlanta Swarm. How about it? Your champions, Georgia. 27-10 over Sioux Falls. Your Atlanta Swarm are title winners.
To the right, that's Carr. 2 down from the end. Handoff, Sandlin. Boy, he almost got hit the backfield, and Sandlin breaks it through for a touchdown for Seattle. What a run from Sandlin. He was dead to rights in the backfield and made something out of nothing.
They're going to go 5 wide for Wigmore. Wigmore steps up, hit as he threw. Pass is intercepted at the 50 with room to return. It's Albert Begin again. 35-30. Albert Begin. 20, 10. Touchdown, Lone Star. Ivory Irvin not fast enough this time, and the Glory right back in it.
Second and 10 from the 38. Marconi back to pass against another blitz. Marconi's going to avoid a sack. Throw a ball deep down the field. The pass is caught. What a throw! What a throw! Touchdown! Minneapolis to Almiron Sabu. Oh my goodness! A slow motion replay here. You've got to be kidding me. SFL is going to bring out the trophy, and Minneapolis is going to get to celebrate for the fans that came down. Receivers, 3 to the right side. Tallahassee needs a stop. They haven't gotten one here in the third. And Cochran's going to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. And Alaska has 9 points here in the third quarter. That's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the Alaska Storm. They are your Season 11 SFL champions.
How about E.J. DeCue, Patrick Kelly, and Sean Crooked on that line. Great protection for Jackson. Now Moses is running over people, as are the rest of the Scorpions, and they fight him for a touchdown.
This Matt Wilson's pass is caught for a touchdown. What a throw to Dijon Swan. The Mexico City Aztecs, headlined by team owner Ramos Lin, gets their first SFL championship, a 38-24 victory over Chicago.
Wigmore now 10 of 13, 76 yards, 14th pass of the day. Wigmore fires it outside, it's intercepted! John Barnhart, touchdown! Sioux Falls, he does it again for the Sparrows in the postseason!
Showing a blitz on the outside, it's Queen City. Everyone stays home. Darnell Black runs past everybody, picks up a block. Darnell Black in the open field. 40, 35, 30. Being chased by Shine. He won't catch him. And the Hyenas have cut it to 7.
Mama, there goes that man.
Stats all-star crew for a terrific start so far. Third down and 9 to start the second quarter. Ivory Irvin's over the top, and it's a touchdown for Baltimore.
Jark Tarkington has a chance to win it.
Oh my goodness. For all of that, and Tarkington gives Baltimore their 3rd straight title. Oh my goodness.
Well, McChesney gonna get a carry. Oh, there goes McChesney. One man to beat, he breaks it. Jaron McChesney down the sideline. Francis trying to catch him. Not today, young fella. Touchdown, Denver. They're right back in it. Down to 15 seconds left. Sioux lead back to pass. He's going to Corky. It is caught. And he puts it down. DC.
Greg Corky. They got to pull out something miraculous here.
DC can't let him get behind him. They got to keep everything in front of him here. This is the ball game. Daniel Garcia back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to the middle. The pass is caught, and the tackle is made. And the DC Dragons have won the championship by a miracle on Zach Sully's throw to Greg Corky. And I let the fellas give me a breath.
Good evening, everybody from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It is the SFL Week 7 action between the Sioux Falls Sparrows and the Seattle Nemesis. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Ramos Ling. Alongside me in the booth is none other than Mr. Mark Lopez, as always. Ethan Kai, Mark Mello in the stats truck, and Mr. Cameron Irvine is pushing the buttons for us. Mark, two defenses that allow a lot of points, but Seattle is coming off a very, very strong effort. Only 3 points allowed, and now going on the road against the Sioux Falls Sparrows team that has a future Hall of Famer as a quarterback. What are your keys for this matchup?
I think the big key for this game, obviously defense, as you pointed out. Defenses, both teams allowing plenty of points. However, both teams' defenses also taking away a lot of balls, taking away a lot of interceptions. That will be the key for this game. Number one, for Sioux Falls, Tyree had a terrible, kind of third quarter game last week, throwing 4 interceptions in that one quarter, which led to a lot of points for the opponent in their loss. On the other hand, you have Seattle, who took away a lot of turnovers themselves, a lot of interceptions, but could not score more than 3 points off of those opportunities. So will Sioux Falls keep the ball protected? And Seattle, if they take away the ball, can they score?
Thank you, everybody, for being with us. Mr. Justin Reside, Mr. 22 Personnel, and Mark Starts Bingo together in the booth. I appreciate you. We are set to kick this one away. Seattle will get the ball first. Here tonight, we'll get the score bug fixed, folks. Don't worry about that. As we are underway, and from the inside the end zone goes Seattle, past the 20-yard line, and up to the 23 goes Seattle. And let's introduce you to the Nemesis offense. If I can find my things. Trellis Bland is the quarterback, but Lewis Scott and Matt Brown are in the backfield. Wide receivers are Zach Patton, David Gears, Tita Queen, and Gus Scott. Paulie Truth and Dean Jackson are the tight ends. Offset I formation, with Paulie Truth flanked outside as a YN. Blanton to throw. Blanton goes deep, and the first pass is an overthrown. Testing AJ Levy, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, unfortunately, test did not go as planned as that, as you pointed out. Very overthrown. No catch. Not a good start for this game. At the very least, it's not an interception. We'll see how many we rack up over the course of this game. I hope we do not see a lot. I hope we get plenty of scoring.
Split backs formation for Blanton. He will throw again. Deep drop back. The pass to the outside is going to be caught by the wideout. That's going to be big number 88, Gus Scott, 6'3", 210. And let's introduce you now to the Sioux Falls defense. Darius Hawkins and James Kelly at defensive ends. Mike Wagner and Johnny Van Man are defensive tackles. Nick Fargo, Derek Williams, and Jason Strongbow are the linebackers. We'll get to the rest after this play. It's going to be a pass caught for a pickup of 8 yards. The defensive backs, John Barhart, Nathan Burnett, and Terrell Davis as corners. And the safeties are Jay Ringel, Nana Leahy, and AJ Levy. The only Hall of Famer so far on this Sioux Falls team is going to be 2nd and 2 coming up. Split backs again, but now from the shotgun on 2nd and 2. Blanton to throw. Trellis Blanton pass the ball inside. Wide open is Zach Patton for a 1st down. Seattle.
Yeah, good start overall for Seattle. 3 straight completions in a row after their first miss in this drive. And I think the question will be Ramos, Trellis Blanton, can he protect the ball as last week threw some interceptions as well.
Blanton to throw. Blanton goes to the outside and another wide open target. That's Paulie Truth with his first grab of the game. Good enough for a 1st down.
And I like the way they're playing. They're really distributing the ball. Blanton finding his openings, finding his open players, open weapons down the field. And that time, another 1st down by the Seattle Nemesis, who's suddenly marching down the field inside Sioux Falls' 34-yard line.
Hot start for Trellis Blanton, 4 of 5 for over 40 yards so far in this one. But now it's going to be an I formation power set, maybe first carry of the game for Baloo Scott. No, it's going to be another throw. The pass goes to Baloo Scott, and she will go nowhere for a loss of 3, is the Sioux Falls defense.
Yeah, and despite, could have been a formation with Baloo Scott handing the ball off to her. Instead, it's a pass. It's still to Baloo Scott, but I think it will be one of the questions throughout this game will be Baloo Scott. How much contribution can she provide? How efficient can she be? And how can she be leveraged to improve their passing game?
Second down and 13. Blanton to throw. Blanton goes deep, and the pass is wide open by Patton for a touchdown.
What an incredible play across so many different levels. You have the front line protecting Blanton. There was that one last-second block towards his left that gave him enough time to throw that pass. And what about Patton running his route to perfection, running deep and just being wide open for his quarterback to throw to? It's a good start for Seattle, and being the 10.5-point underdogs in this game, this is what the start they want to see.
Sioux Falls defense got ran and thrown off the field in the second half against Atlanta, unable to make a stop here on the first drive of the game. And Seattle, it's going to take a 7-0 lead in this one, and a very strong start from them. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time, but are simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, it's football for everyone. We get these kickoff. AJ Levy will return it past the 20 and to the 24-yard line as we're going to see the first offense of the game for the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Julian Tyree is at quarterback. Jason Williams and Charmaline Cornelius are in the backfield. Michael Knight, AJ Warren, Noah Terrazas, and K. Marin are the wide receivers. The tight end is Ben Harrison. And the left tackle star is Adrian Marlowe, 5th pick overall in this most recent draft. This is the first 22 personnel of the game, Mr. Justin Reside, and this goes for a quarterback sneak for 5 yards.
Yeah, run play designed for Tyree. He sprinkles his running game every now and then throughout several seasons, 15 seasons in the league. Not a lot. I don't think we record much of a quarterback running yards, but looking at his passing yards alone, 51,000 in his career, he is due for his Hall of Fame.
Same personnel, different formation as Cornelius gets the handoff. No gain on the play. Seattle's defense strong to it. Let's introduce you to that defense. Sean Perrin and Aaron Steen are the defensive ends. Defensive tackles are Greg Ward and Catherine Horrell. Linebackers Katie Horrell, David Horrell, and Matthias Citrion. The corners are Amar Bryan Jr. and Dallin Valentine. The safeties are Ethan Kai, Doug Day, and Brady Clark. It's going to be a play action pass to the outside. It's going to be good for a first down. K. Marion staying inbounds and moving the chains.
Yeah, that's a nice play. K. Marion last week was the number 1 receiver for Julian Tyree. She pulled down 11 receptions and 126 yards. Tonight, this is her first catch. They're going to be looking forward to many more from her.
Lots of 2 tight end sets so far here for the Sparrows. Again, split backs formation. Handoff goes now to the halfback. First carry of the game for Jason Williams. Good for 4.
Yeah, not the most, rush-heavy team Sioux Falls is, in fact, favoring the passing game. 300 yards averaging versus 90 yards rushing on the ground per game. But, it's a complement. Running game complements the passing game, and we saw it right there.
Play action again. Marion with the catch at around midfield. Another first down for the Sparrows.
Yeah, another one towards K. Marion. 2 passes, 2 targets in a row, 2 completions in a row.
Both feet in bounds, good enough for a catch. The Sioux Falls Sparrows on offense, 327 passing yards per game. That's 6th best in the Simulation Football League. 417 yards per game. That's 4th. And 11 touchdowns through the air. That's 8th best in all of football. First down and 10. The ball at midfield. Julian Tyree will throw the pass, a check down, and a good spin move by Trilliums. That's good for a gain of 4. And Seattle trying to make a stop here on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, good spin move, being able to avoid David Horrell, great tackler in his own right. In fact, the leading tackler as a linebacker in the Seattle defense. So just that one spin move earned Jason Williams an extra few yards, 3 yards instead of 1.
Both teams favoring the pass so far, but this is going to be a run by Trilliums, and he goes nowhere. A half a yard gain perhaps, as KT Horrell makes the stop.
Yeah, good. They're not going to allow anything easy down the middle. Seattle's defense, that is. And Williams, Jason Williams, as some people know as Trilliums, looking to get many more runs. Not on this lineup, though.
Empty personnel. This pass is going to be inside, and it's incomplete. And you have to think Julian Tyree probably overthrew his receiver quite a little bit. The tight end had to flatten the route because that's where the space was, but not the best pass by Tyree, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, not the best pass for sure. I guess they didn't time that well with the flattening of the route. Maybe Tyree did not expect his receiver to sort of stop or slow down a bit, ending up in the overthrow. They probably decided during the snap to go, to not decelerate, but hey, they'll settle with a punt.
It's a decent punt to the 10-yard line. Scott returns it to the 15. And Seattle will have possession of the football again. Very impressive and important drive by Seattle, first time out. They went the length of the field and scored a touchdown to get up 7-0. And now they will go in the shotgun. Seattle hasn't ran the ball so far in this game. As Travis Bland will change the play at the line of scrimmage. To throw, the pass, deep, and the pass is picked up by Ringgold, and he can return it. He wasn't touched. Past the 25 to the 23-yard line. And great job by this Sioux Falls defense playing coverage. 1st and 10, Sparrows.
Yeah, great coverage and great read by Jay Ringgold. And you saw there, right there, he knew where the play was going. He knew the direction that he had to run to. Jumps for the ball. Great hands, great catch, and brings it down. Also credit to him for the extra effort on that one. Several more yards for their team, setting them up for, a very nice starting position nearly inside the red zone.
Empty set in the shotgun for Julian Tyree as he may try to go deep on this first play. Tyree indeed goes deep, and the pass is caught for a touchdown. That's Terrazas with the catch, and Sioux Falls an extra point away from tying this one up.
And that's how you answer back after Seattle's scoring drive. Sioux Falls, sort of coughs up a punt, but your defense bails you out. You give the ball back to Tyree, and Mr. 50,000 yards scores another touchdown.
7-6, Seattle over Sioux Falls for now, but Sioux Falls ready to kick the extra point.
Well, that was quick.
Very quick.
You look at Seattle's game last week where they scored a touchdown in their first drive, and then followed by several drives of no points up until their second to the last drive where they put in a field goal as sort of their game-ending score. And they're hoping that doesn't happen again this time, Ramos. It kind of happened again. It's the first drive after their scoring drive, an interception. That's the exact same result from last week. The first drive after their first scoring drive was an interception. So I gotta say, gotta protect the ball. Don't throw silly passes like that.
There's going to be a return to the 22-yard line by Goss Scott. Seattle will try it again. And let's see if they try to, go and throw the ball again. Again, no rushes so far for Baloo Scott. To throw, Blanton, pump fakes, the pass outside is knocked away and could have been intercepted. 2nd and 10 coming up, and Sioux Falls defense now getting the better of the Seattle offense.
Yeah, the deep coverage has been incredible. You saw there, had to pump fake the ball, which gave the defense enough time to recover on the out route and force a pass deflection. Another incompletion by Blanton, unfortunately.
Shotgun formation with 3 wide receivers, 11 personnel this time for Seattle. 3-3 defense for Sioux Falls. Bland to throw. Trailers Bland passes inside, and it's again intercepted and returned to the 16-yard line. 2nd interception in back-to-back drives for the Sioux Falls defense, and that's Jason Strongbow with the pick.
Yeah, and as much as you want to criticize Seattle for not relying much on Baloo Scott, you got to give credit on this defense by Sioux Falls. They are so talented. They're so quick on the draw. Such ball hawks these players are, and forcing another interception in just the last 3 or 4 plays.
Split backs formation with 3 wide receivers this time. Tyree to throw. Tyree goes outside. The pass behind the line of scrimmage is caught, but for a loss of 5 yards as the receivers got bumped at the line. 2nd and 15 coming up.
Yeah, not the way they wanted to go. Sioux Falls did not key up for another deep pass, but this one going the opposite way instead. But this is where they sort of were when they threw their first touchdown. Don't be surprised if they make another play, similar play.
Tyree to throw. Tyree inside, caught by Terrazas for a gain of 10 on that one. 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Sparrows. Seattle moved the ball at will on their first drive. Now back-to-back interceptions, in Sioux Falls, who had to punt on their first drive of the game, scored a touchdown on their second possession, and they're at the 11-yard line. Empty set for Sioux Falls. To throw, Tyree with time. The pass outside, incomplete, knocked away by David Horrell, and Sioux Falls will try a field goal.
First pass deflection for David Horrell, and in what might be the start for a nightmare game for Seattle, the defense sort of brings it back, telling the offense, okay, slow down, we're not going to allow 2 touchdowns in a row. That was a key pass deflection by Horrell. They'll settle for allowing 3 points, much better for sure than being down 7-14.
From about 27 yards out, this field goal is up, and it is good. And Sioux Falls scores 10 unanswered points here in the first quarter, 10-7. Sparrows over Nemesis. There's a Sioux Falls team that is 2-3, just like Seattle. Seattle coming up a win last week, 10-3. Sioux Falls falling against the Atlanta Swarm. And the ball is put back in play. On the return is Scott past the 20-yard line and up to the 23, and that's where Seattle will start another possession. So far for Travis Bland, 5 of 9 for about 80 yards, a touchdown, but does have those 2 interceptions. QBR hovering around 80 points. Julian Tyree with a much stronger start, 6 of 8, 50 yards, a touchdown, and a quarterback rating of about 130. 12 personnel this time. Bland to throw. Bland goes to the outside. That's Paulie Trude with a catch, and Trude gets about 11 on the play for a first.
And great job by Truth outrunning the defender. Could have been tackled at the 6 after a gain of 6. But with just an extra burst of speed after the catch, able to pick up the first down. And we're seeing not a turnover before Seattle gets a first down.
Bland to throw. Trellis Bland goes inside. The pass is wide open. Only Truth again with the catch. Another gain of 11. And Seattle moves the chains once more. That's Paulie Truth's third grab of the game.
And I like how Seattle has been utilizing Paulie Truth. Not a lot of catches last week. In fact, only 2 receptions and 4 targets for 6 total yards. This week, showing that he can be a lethal threat against the Sioux Falls defense. And he already has over 20 yards.
Man-to-man coverage here for Sioux Falls. There's going to be a handoff to Baloo Scott. Good time to dial up the run. Goes for 6.
And great blocking up in the middle as well. They were probably expecting a pass play, and just the front defensive 7 were caught unawares. Nobody there to stop Baloo Scott in the middle. Not until 5 yards were gained already in the play.
23 personnel this time. 2 backs, 3 tight ends, including a tackle eligible. He goes for a pass. The pass goes to Baloo Scott, though, and she's going to lose 2 more on this play. Baloo Scott, 2 catches, -5 yards so far in this one. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, plays like those where you have your halfback, have to stop and stay stationary waiting for the pass, kind of allow the defense to catch up to you. And that's what you get. You get tackles for losses, negative yards, and that's what happened there.
Bland to throw, deep drop back. He goes deep, and the pass is knocked away and caught.
What?
By Zach Patton.
Oh my goodness, Zachary Patton, what great concentration after a pass deflection. What could have been an interception as well, instead got sucked into Zach Patton's arms. Oh, what a great concentration right there to turn around, extend his arms so that the ball would lay in his hands, and what a catch by Zachary Patton.
That's Seattle's best play of the game, longest play of the game so far. That went for 37. 1st and 10, Bland the pass inside, and Zach Patton just over his arms. 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
Yeah, you're right about that being their best play so far in the afternoon. Better than any of the passes they had last week. That 30-yard pass last week, Blanton, not even a single pass over 20 yards.
Blanton under center. He will throw again. The pass goes to Scott. Baloo Scott, first positive play off the air, but gets popped by the corner that time. That's number 26, John Barnhart. And it's going to be 3rd and 8.
Good job on the defender getting around potentially a block and tackling Baloo Scott, forcing a 3rd and 8. Could have been 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 8. Now, bunch set for the Nemesis. Bland to throw. The pass to the outside. That's going to be caught. Running out of bounds before the 1st down marker, but I think this is going to be defensive holding, Mark.
Yeah, I think so too, and that's unfortunate for Sioux Falls because they could have gotten themselves out of the field, and instead, as pointed out, defensive holding. They'll accept that.
Since the Nemesis did not get the 1st down on that play, they will accept the penalty and we'll have 3rd down again. Barnett was the guy caught with the infraction.
Now much more manageable. Oh, looks like it's enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, defensive holding is good for a 1st down automatically, as Baloo Scott will push straight ahead, maybe half a yard, as AJ Levy and company make the stop.
2nd and 10 and the 11. They do not need a touchdown in the next few plays. All they need is a 1st down. And lining up for potentially another Baloo Scott play, but we've seen them line up here. It did not go into a run, but it does go in a run in this play.
It does. Last play of the 1st quarter goes for a gain of 2. And we'll be right back. Sioux Falls 10, Seattle 7. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by 8 PM Music on YouTube. Mark Lopez and Ramos Ling providing you commentary for tonight's game. Week 7 action of the Simulation Football League. The Sioux Falls Sparrows at 2-3, battling against Seattle, who is also 2-3. 3rd down and 8, 4 wide receivers from the shotgun, dime defense for Sioux Falls. Blanton to throw. Bland steps up in the pocket, and it's going to be thrown to the dirt as the Sioux Falls Sparrows dial up the DB blitz, and it's going to be 4th and 8.
Yeah, just great coverage inside the end zone. No open man really for Blanton to throw to, and did not have time to throw the ball away, or at least closer. Hey, this is still pretty good enough for them, I'd say, considering how things have turned out their last 2 drives. They get 3 points on the board, tie the game potentially after this kick.
4th down and 8, they will try a 26-yard field goal. Seattle will. The kick is up, and no problems on that one. 10-10, Seattle and Sioux Falls to start the second quarter of play. The SFL would like to recognize some staff who operate mostly behind the scenes to keep the league operational. Andrew Rastelli operates the minor league, getting new coaches up to speed and players onto teams and in the portal. Ashley Jackson helps our community, helps to keep our community a welcoming place for all, and Marcus Dunhill assists with contracts and off-season construction. Thanks to all our terrific staff that has helped the SFL 10 years of operation. This return will go to the 26-yard line by AJ Levy. And Sioux Falls will come on offense once more in this game.
One thing Sioux Falls has been doing really good this game, as well as last week, has been protecting Julian Tyree. Last week, 0 sacks, despite starting the season with 13 sacks in 4 weeks. This game also still unblemished behind the line of scrimmage.
Julian Tyree will throw this time. The pass is going to be caught by Marion. What a great throw by Julian Tyree, getting it past midfield and onto the Seattle 49-yard line.
Yeah, great throw. How about K. Marion route running despite a defender basically on her hip? She still makes the catch, holds onto the ball with impact, or as she's getting impacted, and what a play by both the quarterback and receiver.
1st down and 10. Power formation here on the eye. 4-3 defense for Seattle. Tyree hands the ball off, going to the outside and then cutting inside is Trilliams for a pickup of 3 yards, up to the 46.
Yeah, Greg Ward amongst the defenders waiting for Trilliams in the middle, with the tackle Matthias Sichion as well, credited for that tackle.
2nd down and 7. Empty set for Julian Tyree. The pass goes outside and it's caught right over the defense by Terrazas, who goes to the 24-yard line. Another 1st down for the Sparrow offense.
And I believe Amar Bryant Jr. might have attempted to deflect that pass. If I'm not mistaken, he might have been the one who jumped on the ball. But instead goes the way of Sioux Falls. Another huge completion and another 1st down quickly inside Seattle's 24-yard line. And once again, they're in the spot where they saw themselves scoring twice in a row.
1st down and 10, ball at the 24. Tyree passes to the outside. That's caught again. And going for a gain of 5 yards is going to be A.J. Warren, the 10th-year veteran, all with Sioux Falls.
Yeah, 10 years in the league, 10 years with Sioux Falls. Talk about how, we talk about pregame, how it's kind of a game of a young bunch versus old grizzled veterans. The average career length so far of this team, Seattle, about 3 seasons. Sioux Falls, 6 seasons in average.
Williams goes for perhaps half a yard as Matthias Citrion makes the tackle. 3rd and 4. Coming up for the Sparrows. We haven't seen much of Ben Harrison, the tight end, so far in this game. Let's see if Sioux Falls tries to go with a tight end here on 3rd and 4. Apparently not. Look for the play action and K. Marion up the top. K. Marion on an out route top of your screen.
Only one defender up there too.
Play action, Tyree. They go with Marion top of the screen for a first down, 1st and goal. To the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. Sparrows.
Great out route. Notice a defender closing in on her from the middle of the field, but finds the open edge. Gets another first down. I believe it was number 50, David Horrell, closing in on her route, but she cuts outside, makes herself open, and it's just easy for K. Marion all afternoon, all evening, actually.
That was K. Marion's 4th grab of the game. Tyree to throw. Tyree goes to the outside. Warren trying to get to the sticks. He will not. Or to the pylon, rather. He will not. 2nd down and goal at the 3.
That's a great tackle right there. Stops a touchdown potentially. And, you know, even though you stop the touchdown, you're kind of hard-pressed. You're 2nd and goal in your 3-yard line. Let's see what kind of end goal defense Seattle can muster up.
They may try to stretch play here, bottom of your screen. That's exactly what they do, and Trilliams goes nowhere. First met by Amar Bryan Jr., and then David Horrell cleans up the play. 3rd and goal at the 4.
Yeah, just that's you know, end zone defense 101. You know, just prevent the runs inside the middle, and at the edge you just send extra defenders.
They may run it here, they do, and going nowhere is Cornelius for this Sioux Falls offense. David Horrell back-to-back tackles. 4th and goal at the 3, and Sioux Falls will have to put Sashtel Black again for another field goal.
In this drive, it seems to be the David Horrell drive. This drive stopping 2 key plays in their attempts at getting to the end zone. Another 3-point attempt forced by Seattle.
The field goal by Black is up and good, 19 yards out, and Sioux Falls takes the lead, 13-10.
Overall, good drive by Sioux Falls. Definitely highlighted by K. Marion, who got, you know, a few catches this drive. When they relied on Jason Williams in the end zone, though, Seattle proved to be a menace against the run game, prevented a touchdown.
Black puts the ball back in play, and the return goes from Scott. Stretching it out to the left and getting hit hard at the 23-yard line. Seattle will take the offense back. Seattle Nemesis offense ranking 24th in the SFL in points per game, 20.2 points per game. 290 passing yards a game, that's 15th in football, with 83 rushing yards per game, 17th in the league. To pass, the pass is going to be caught, a sidearm throw, and they're going to give him a first down. That's Zach Patton with a catch.
And after his 2 interceptions, suddenly Blanton finding his receivers. In their previous drive, Blanton went for 4 and 6. Now another completion for him, another first down for Seattle.
First down and 10 for Trellis Blanton. Handoff goes to Scott, and Ballou goes nowhere, a loss of a yard. That's about 4 different Sparrows tackle her behind the line of scrimmage.
I believe, yes, that is correct. That is attempt number 5 for Ballou Scott, and she only has 4 yards in the evening. That's under 1 yard per carry, so she's really struggling on that front.
Scott gets the handoff again. A little bit more space, but a great job by the Sparrow defense. Only a 2-yard pickup, and now it's 3rd and long.
After 2 long drives by both teams, last 2 drives, one by Seattle and one by Sioux Falls, both for around 4 minutes each. This looking like suddenly a quick drive by Seattle unless they convert on this 3rd down.
They have 4 wide receivers to do so. Dropping back is Blanton. The pass is wide open to Zach Patton. Number 10 was left wide open. and going to the Sioux Falls 41 for a Seattle first down.
That was both, credit Patton for running a great route to the outside, but AJ Levy was late to go on coverage as well, kind of idling a bit before closing in on that route by Patton. And that turns into a huge gain by Seattle. And Patton picks up another first down for his team. Look, he's already up 112 yards for the evening.
Shotgun set for Blanton and company. They will throw. Blanton, the pass goes inside. It's caught. Another big hit. David Gears gets 6.
His second catch of the evening and as many targets. The only receiver of Seattle that we haven't talked about, Tida Queen. No targets, no receptions, obviously, but that goes to show Blanton distributing the ball, finding a lot of his receivers.
Split backs formation, handoff, goes to Scott, and Baloo gets about 2 on the play. Up to the 33-yard line, a 3rd and 2 coming up for the Nemesis.
3rd and 2. Usually, most teams would go to their running back to convert on a 3rd and 2. Sioux Falls might go to their quarterback to convert on 3rd and 2, but Baloo Scott kind of struggling in the run game.
Tons of separation with Paulie True. They go deep instead, and it's going to be knocked away. Knocked away by Nick Fargo. Seattle will have the decision to make with 4th and 2. I think they will trot out the field goal unit and try to tie this game up.
It's about going to be in the 50-yard line approximately.
Well, the offense is going to stay on the field at least for this play and try to see if they can make Sioux Falls jump off sides. Shifting the defense is the Sparrows. And the hard count is not working here for Seattle. They will call a timeout. And now they will trot out Lilac-Wood for a field goal.
And that is Christian Ronald Sioux for his 11th field goal attempt of the season. He has made only 8 of 10 in their last weeks. So those 2 misses have been in long distances if he's going to trot out. Now it looks like they trotted out the punting unit instead.
They will trot out the punting unit. A little bit surprising. Will be a 50-yard field goal from here. Oh, the kick is blocked. The punt is blocked. And Sioux Falls will get it at the Seattle 46-yard line.
What a play by the special teams by Sioux Falls. What a block. I haven't seen a blocked kick, much less a blocked punt in a while. And what a play by Sioux Falls. It's the end of the second quarter nearly, but they have 3 minutes 40 seconds. They have 3 timeouts, and look at where they are. They're just about in the midfield.
The handoff goes to Thrilliams, and not a lot of thrill on that one as KT Horo makes the stop for no gain.
And not much thrill at all so far this game. That said, he has been fantastic in the season. 66 carries, 400 yards, just over 400 yards. He's averaging 6.3 yards in the season. That's not the same, though, in this game.
Pass by Tyree goes to Williams with a spin move. Gaining 5 on the play. Up to the Seattle 42-yard line. This will be a big stop here for the Seattle defense if they can make it. Down by 3. Bunch set here for the Sparrows. The pass to the outside, just past the sticks, is A.J. Warren for a first down and getting pushed out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Sioux Falls moves the chains one more time.
A.J. Warren running the same exact route that K. Marion ran in the previous drive, where it was also another third and long situation. So those out routes really providing Sioux Falls that first down edge against the Seattle defense.
Power formation and a handoff goes to the outside. Williams gets only 2 on the play and a big crushing hit by David Horrell. 2nd and 8 coming up, and this may be the last play before we get to the 2-minute warning.
We need to get an MRI on Jason Williams after this game. How many heavy hits have we seen to him by David Horrell, Katie Horrell? So many huge hits on him.
They will snap the ball, actually. Tyree passes inside.
Oh, no.
Close. Cornelius, and that's how we will get to the 2-minute warning. Sioux Falls 13, Seattle 10. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by ATM Music on YouTube.
The last pass overthrown, it may seem. I thought, to me, it looked like it was on his fingertips. It just kind of slipped out of his hands.
Empty set. Tyree changing the play at the line. Tyree goes outside. The pass caught. Marion getting out of bounds, but not before. But behind the first down marker. Came Marion with 5 grabs, 57 yards. That was not enough for a first.
There was actually space in front of Marion, probably the 2-3 extra yards needed for a first down. She had to cut open much earlier than needed, and unfortunately the throw brought her out of bounds as opposed to enabling her to run after the catch, and so another field goal attempted by Sioux Falls.
Kick by Black is up, and it is good from 44 yards out. Sioux Falls extends their lead 16-10 over Seattle, and the Nemesis will have about 1 minute and 50 seconds left to answer before halftime. Impact Monday heads to Louisiana this week when the Revolution welcome the Vancouver Legion, who's going 4-2. Join Cameron Irvine and Paul Sarp at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time for this week in the SFL. Pre-game before Louisiana and Vancouver kickoff at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time right here on SFL YouTube. Black kicks this one away, and from the 1 is Gus. A little bit of space, only getting to the 25-yard line. And it's about 106 seconds for the Nemesis to try to put some more points on the board before the half.
And speaking of how much time they have left, they were able to get, 77 yards approximately in their first drive in just a little over 2 minutes. So not far off from this situation. Probably a field goal is still sufficient for them just to be a little closer to Sioux Falls.
Gonna be Baloo Scott with a handoff, a loss of 1 as Jason Strongbow has his 3rd tackle for a loss of the ball game. 2nd down and 11 yards to go, and depending on what Seattle does here in 2nd and 11, Sioux Falls may be tempted to call a timeout. Try to score again. The score, folks, is 16-10 in this one so far. To throw, Blanton, nowhere to go to.
Oh no!
And Seattle pounces on it. Still a loss of about 9 yards, and it's 3rd and 20. Surprised Sioux Falls is not calling a timeout. Looks like they're pretty content with their effort so far. Third down and 20 yards to go. Handoff to Baloo Scott. Going to the outside with some space. Baloo Scott will get a first down and getting out of bounds to stop the clock. A run of about 27 yards for the halfback.
Her best play of the evening. What a way. What a great run by Baloo Scott and some great blocking early on in that play. Just sets her free at the edge, gets 27 yards for her team, and what looked like to be a dead drive suddenly has sparks of life in their 40-yard line.
First down and 10 with the ball at the 40-yard line. 42 seconds left here in the second quarter. Blanton to throw. Travis Blanton will go down for an 8-yard loss. Seattle will get the no-huddle offense on the field, see if they can get an explosive play. There's going to be a handoff to Scott. Tackle at the line. And a promising Seattle drive after that big run will end up with no points apparently. 3rd and 18.
It's kind of unfortunate. They still had their 3 timeouts, but instead they're going to let the half end. We're down to the 10 seconds.
I think they will run another play. Let's see. Baloo Scott can get loose. I mean, that's your best Hail Mary right now. They will call a timeout with 3 seconds. Maybe, I mean, if you give the ball outside to Baloo Scott, that's as good of a chance as you have after that run.
Yeah, absolutely. We did see a spark or a precedent of something big maybe thrown to Zachary Patton. We saw him go for 37 yards earlier in the half. We'll see if Seattle would like to try to recreate that or recreate the Baloo Scott run that netted them 20 yards. But 3 seconds in the clock, that's enough time for just one play and nothing else. They can't even spike the ball afterwards.
Let's see what head coach Tito Queen and offensive coordinators David Horl and Ethan Kai dial up here on 3rd and 18. And this is going to be a pass deep and overthrows his intended receiver. That's exactly how this first half will come to an end. Sioux Falls 16, Seattle 10. And you're watching the Simulation Football League presented by 8 p.m. Music on YouTube. Mark, want to hear your thoughts on this first half? A very exciting one. It's we've seen a little bit of everything. Big runs, big passes. We've seen a punt block.
Some great catches as well. And yeah, an incredible game to your point, Ramos. I think very quietly in this game, the defensive front of Sioux Falls has just been providing so much pressure to Blanton. We saw the sack at the end of the drive. Several times the front have gotten to him as he's throwing the ball in. And right there, the interceptions as well is kind of what put Sioux Falls in this position. 2 interceptions by Sioux Falls on both accounts. They were already inside the 30 or 20-yard line of Seattle, and they came away with 10 easy points on those drives. Gotta credit Seattle, though. Outside of those 10 points, they've only limited Sioux Falls to 6 total points, and they themselves able to put up 10 points. I think there's a chance that Seattle can force an upset, Ramos. I think Sioux Falls is still playing like the favorites that they are pinned out to be at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, I agree. The 2 interceptions at the start of the first quarter, a huge difference in this ball game. Sioux Falls so far with 13 points out of turnovers. That was a crazy play. Zach Patton making the catch after deflection. But overall, I think Sioux Falls has done a really good job on their secondary against the Seattle offense. Zach Patton does have plenty of yardage, but when you look at Trellis Blanton's numbers, 14 of 22, that's 63%, not too bad, but does have those 2 interceptions in their own territory, and Sioux Falls has taken full advantage of that. Baloo Scott so far with 39 rushing yards, 27 of those coming up after that huge run to pretty much end the second quarter. Couple sacks for the Sparrows. That was the big play as Nick Fargo got interfered with his own guy. Baloo Scott took full advantage of that for about 26. We're ready to kick the second half off. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching this stream of SFL football. And if you're liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. This return goes to the 26-yard line, and AJ Levy will set up the Sioux Falls offense that looked really sharp in the second quarter of this game. Only 1 touchdown and 3 field goals, but the offense has been able to move the ball up and down the field pretty confidently. Julian Tyree, 14 of 17 passing. This handoff will go to Williams for a gain of 3.
And Terry not looking like the explosive, plenty of yards per game so far in the afternoon. At this rate, he's going to end up with less than 300 yards. But it's still the beginning of the second half, and there is still time for him to explode for plenty of passing yards and possibly scoring touchdowns.
2nd down and 7 with the ball at the 29-yard line. Cornelius gets the handoff for 2 up to the 31.
Yeah, good tackling by the defense right there, forcing 3rd and 5. That's 3rd and medium, but Sioux Falls, I think, are a good enough team to overcome just a 5-yard requirement. You have a lot of players. You have AJ Warrior, Noah Terrazas, and K. Marion all getting over 3 receptions this game.
Penalty-free play and going deep is the Sioux Falls Sparrows. That's caught by Terrazas, and that's going to be a touchdown.
Noah Terrazas gets his 2nd touchdown of the evening. Julian Tyree gets his 2nd touchdown of the evening, and that's the great connection. That's the Tyree Terrazas connection. The double T, target to target, gets a touchdown, and suddenly Noah Terrazas with over 100 yards puts his team up by, that's 12.
This 3rd quarter for Julian Tyree working exactly the opposite from last week, where he was throwing the ball to the other guys. This time he connects with Noé Terrazas for a huge play. Sioux Falls will take the lead 23-10 after this extra point if converted.
I mean, that's kind of the mark of a great player. You have an incredibly bad 3rd quarter last week. So what do you do this week? You take note of your mistakes and you improve on them. And what a way to improve on them, by starting the half with a huge play.
The extra point by Black is up and good. 23-10. Sparrows over Nemesis. Seattle needs to wake up after that huge Sioux Falls play. And they will get the ball to try to do just that. His kick goes away by Black. And then the return is Gus Scott. Scott outrunning his coverage, but we'll get to the 24-yard line. Julian Tyree came into this game 496 yards away from surpassing the GOAT, Matt Wilson, in passing yards for a career. As it stands right now, he still needs about 280.
It's the only stat that he's not the number 1 in any quarterback stats, and he might be able to get it here.
He may be. This pass by Bland goes deep, and it's intercepted by the defense. And watch out, because this may start snowballing here for the Nemesis.
Absolutely, and that up 23 after a great drive, and in one play you bring the ball back to the hands of Julian Tyree, who was still smoking hot after the huge touchdown. Not the kind of thing that Seattle wants. And yeah, a lot of people in chat say this is not what Seattle wanted. 2 plays, a huge touchdown allowed, an interception allowed.
That's the 3rd time Sioux Falls intercepts a pass and puts themselves inside the 40-yard line of Seattle. 22 personnel this time for the Sparrows. They will throw. Tyree, the pass to the outside to the tackle, illegible. Who makes the grab. Great hands by the big guy. Pickup of 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Some trickeration. Colston with the catch.
Yeah, great play right there by the tackle. And what trickery. I mean, Sioux Falls, we know Sioux Falls does have a lot of tricks in their bag. They have a lot of quarterback sneaks, quarterback scrambles. And that's another trick in the bag that they had to show off there.
Hand off to the outside. Thrilliams with some space. Thrilliams inside the 20. And to the 18-yard line he goes. Up to the 18.
Great design play for the run for Jason Williams. To note, Catherine Horrell actually able to break through to just behind the line of scrimmage and was chasing Jason Williams. But Williams able to turn the corner and find the open space and pick up a 1st down for his team.
Similar formation this time for the Sparrows. They will hand the ball off to Thrilliams. Williams goes to the 15-yard line, a pickup of 4 yards, tackled by David Horrell. Such a crucial defensive stand here for Seattle. They limit this just to a field goal. It's still a 2-possession game. Tyree's updated numbers up to 211 in tonight's game. Handoff, Cornelius, and he will get 4 on that one. 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and after the first half where Sioux Falls only put up 16 total rushing yards between Cornelius and Williams, right now in the third quarter alone, they already have 24 rushing yards.
3rd down, 2 yards to go from the split backs. Handoff, Cornelius, he will not get the first. Maybe half a yard shy. David Horror makes yet another tackle. 4th and 1, and I think Sioux Falls will trot out Sastel Black for a field goal.
And you're right, they will. I'm kind of interested in the scenario where they actually go for it, considering how well they've been playing and converting on 3rd downs. But I wouldn't fault them for going for points on the board.
Every time you get a turnover, you want to come up with points, even if that's just 3. Sioux Falls up 26-10. David Horrell, by the way, leads the team in solo tackles, 5 so far in this one. Also has a pass defense. And let's see if Seattle can engineer a good drive here. Sioux Falls has scored 16 out of the last 19 points in this game. Scott gets the ball to the 24-yard line before he's shouldered down at that spot. Tomorrow on SFL YouTube, Fort Worth visits Baltimore for the first time. Tulsa tries to beat Jacksonville for the first time. And Indy travels to take on the red-hot Portland. Plus, San Diego and Denver tussle out west. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, only on SFL YouTube. Bunch formation top of the screen. Man-to-man coverage for the Sparrows. They will throw. The pass to the outside is open for Zach Patton. Hitting about 9.5 yards, just shy of the first. Zach Patton with 126 yards and a touchdown so far in this game.
And that 126 yards care off of that one huge pass play in the first half. I think this drive will be an important one going towards the end of the game, Ramos. I think a touchdown will put Seattle back in this game, and they would rather get that sooner rather than later.
Handoff middle, and that's going to be Baloo Scott with a spin. Baloo Scott gets to the 49-yard line of Seattle. A great run by the rookie running back.
After her huge run after the catch at the end of the first half, where she run for a little over 20 yards after the catch, puts up a 16-yard rush in this one. Great running by her, and perhaps she has finally awakened. First half, not a lot of numbers, not a lot of yards for her on her rushing, score, and looking to put up bigger numbers in this half.
I correct myself. Baloo Scott is not a rookie running back. First season in Seattle, but second year in the SFL. Wally Truth gets it on the outside for a pickup of 4 yards. Gonna be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, on the other hand, while Baloo Scott and the crew are looking to put up a good offense, Sioux Falls definitely looking to tighten up their defense, prevent any notion of a potential comeback.
2nd down and 6 yards to go. Offset eye. Pass going to the outside. That's going to be caught. Tackled just behind the first down marker is Zach Patton. Going to be a 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Nemesis. Potential 4th down territory here for Seattle, considering they are at the 43-yard line. Kind of no man's land.
Right, and they are in 3rd and short, so they, as long as they don't get negative yards, if this doesn't result in a first down, I can see to your point that they convert on 4th.
Bland the pass is going to go deep, and it's going to be knocked away, bobbled, and incomplete. 4th and 2 coming up. And a decision time here for the Nemesis. Do they dare to go for it here on 4th and 2? I would.
I would too. If you put out your offense there, I don't think it'll be a good idea to do it just for the hard count.
Well,
but it looks like it's not. It's the punting unit instead.
and let's see if they get some max protect on this one. Well, Sioux Falls is not going to come after it. Sioux Falls chooses to put double gunner on this one. Clean kick for the Nemesis. The ball bounces at the 6. Will bounce in the goal line and into the end zone for a touchback. Or only about a 23-yard net punt.
Mm-hmm.
Sioux Falls with the whole playbook open for them, up 16 points. They may try to establish the run a little bit. So far, Jason Williams with 10 rushes. This is going to be a play action, though. Tyree passes to the outside. Marion gets 8 on the play to the 28-yard line. From very cold Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Seattle playing in the elements and instead of their dome. Not easy to play in this stadium, especially at night and with this cold. And Jason Williams, juke, will not break a tackle. Almost does. Still a first down and a big play.
Was only one ankle tackle away from breaking off for a touchdown, and whoa, what a sidestep. That was nasty. Breaks away from that one, unable to break free from Shuli's tackle. Still a huge run by Jason Williams. Sioux Falls just piling on the offense.
Tyree to throw. Tyree goes deep and the pass is caught somehow by K. Marion out to the Seattle 35.
Man, what a catch. I think the Seattle defender was really smelling an interception. But K. Marion really had it all under control. Only she brought the ball down and hanging onto the ball despite the contact. 2 huge plays in a row by Sioux Falls. Seattle got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
They have, because Sioux Falls is approaching scoring position here. This run goes to Thrilliams. Thrilliams to the outside. Breaks the tackle. Breaks another tackle. Thrilliams gets 12 to the 23-yard line of Seattle.
There's the Jason Williams we're looking for. Quiet afternoon, quiet evening in the first half. As I mentioned, only 16 yards in the first half. In this quarter alone, 51 total yards between him and Cornelius.
First and 10. Hand off to the outside. Thrilliams will get about 9 on the play. Up to the Seattle 14-yard line.
Just some great blocking overall downfield. You see AJ Warren, Michael Knight blocking downfield, and suddenly you have defenders unable to move up to tackle Jason Williams at, say, after 3-yard gain, and Jason Williams gets 6 extra yards instead.
Heavy set. Cornelius will get the handoff, and Cornelius makes a move. Up to the 8-yard line. Everything is working here for Sioux Falls in the third quarter.
Yeah, and really handing the ball over to their running game a lot, but why not? You're up 16 points. Running the ball burns clock. You win the time of possession battle. Just keep handing it off to Cornelius and to Jason Williams.
And Williams, 2 on the play. And Sioux Falls, a team that has scored 10 points here in the third quarter unanswered. Trying to put the ball in the end zone one more time. Seattle only scores 20 points a game, so if they want to mount a comeback, they will have to go way over the average.
Yeah.
Split back set. Tyree. Pump fakes. Tyree middle. The pass picked off Exactly what Seattle needed. David Horrell, who's been the best defensive player here for the Nemesis, comes away with the INT and a touchback.
You're absolutely right, Ramos. That's exactly what they needed. They needed something to happen on the defensive end, and they needed it to happen quick. And David Horrell here to save the day and answer the call with an interception. I like to note, though, Julian Tyree did have some sort of open space in the middle as the defense cleared out to the edges that he could have scrambled towards the end zone. Wasted opportunity there, and instead we see Seattle's offense back on the field.
Pro said for the Nemesis, this pass is going to go incomplete as Nick Fargo makes the pass deflection, 2nd and 10 coming up.
I think these sidearm passes, as much as they're kind of flashy, the fact that it's low trajectory, Ramos, it kind of makes it easier for the defense to deflect. But that's another near interception.
That was Sterling Blanton's 29th pass attempt of the game. And off Scott. And Baloo will get 2 on the play. AJ Levy coming from his strong safety position, making the tackle. Just 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, 3rd and long, 8.
Yeah, 3rd and long. They have not too bad on 3rd downs. The first half going 4 for 8. They did not convert on their only 3rd down so far this half.
Blanton to throw, goes deep, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Off the fingertips of David Gears, and Seattle will have to punt.
Yeah, that seemed like a good pass. I think it was just a matter of half a second, a fraction of a second of timing. You know, that if Gears could have gotten to his spot half a second sooner, he could have grabbed that catch, because it looked like he had the balls on his fingertips. It just bounced away from him. In Seattle, a missed opportunity after another interception. This is kind of the story from the last week, where despite pulling away 7 turnovers, they only put up 3 points. And this is a similar case where an interception in the end zone, you're looking to turn the tides in your favor against the red-hot Sioux Falls offense, and you just cough up another punt.
That's been the big difference in this game. Sioux Falls has had 16 points off of turnovers. Seattle has had none, and that's the difference. 16 points, 26-10. Sioux Falls leading Seattle. 22 personnel for the Sparrow offense. Handoff goes to Cornelius, and he will go nowhere. A loss of 1 on the play as Catherine Horrell and company make the tackle.
Yeah, good tackle, and defense is still locked in after the previous drive. And third quarter, 1 minute remaining. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more handoffs, but in a formation like this, Ramos look for a huge play downfield.
Tyree, they will go downfield, and they got Noé Terrazas for a huge game. Julian Tyree, 19 of 23 for 259.
Yeah, Terrazas just really attacked the center of the field. Ooh, that one defender just facing away, unable to cover. And Sioux Falls, everything going their way, Ramos.
Everything has gone their way ever since midway through the 2nd quarter. When they started to pull away from the Nemesis, Tyree, the pass, overthrow. Throwing into no man's land, 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Overthrown might have been another case of, mistiming. Receiver did not arrive on time in his location. But you'll take it. The only bright spot for Seattle, of course, is that it did stop the clock. Any opportunity to stop the clock without burning a timeout, they'll take it.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. Look for the play action here again. Has worked pretty much every single time they've gone to it. There it is. They will go with K. Marion, the preferred target off after that play action pass. It's going to be good for a gain of 8. Clock will tick down all the way to the 4th quarter. Everybody put your 4s, 86s, 12s, 68s up in the chat. We're heading to the 4th with the score: Sioux Falls 26, Seattle 10. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Speaking of, APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com as Trilliums gets the first down.
The first down by Jason Williams. What looked like a sea of bodies, where he could have almost gotten out, with more space if he could have gotten out of that huge mess of people. Instead, it's another first down through a rushing play. That clock is just ticking.
Split back set. The throw is Tyree. The pass is going to be incomplete. A hospital pass to K. Marion, who's been throwing the ball to 11 times, 8 grabs. But a good job by the defense that time.
Yeah, that could have been a great highlight. A one-handed catch, almost. And instead jarred loose with a great hit by the defense right there. So, preventing a huge play. But Seattle, they still have a lot of work to do.
Second down and 10. Sioux Falls in the outskirts of field goal range. They will go in the split back set. Handoff goes to Cornelius, who pushes forward for one. Catherine Horrell with a tackle.
We're in a very precarious situation for Seattle because Sioux Falls are at the edge of field goal range, and a field goal, 3 points, puts them up 3 scores as opposed to they're currently up 16. That's technically 2 scores, so a field goal is backbreaking from Seattle.
The safeties are creeping up short. The pass goes deep, and it's caught.
Oh, that's it.
Terrazas for a huge first down.
Huge play for the impact to this game, to the game's result. You put yourself way inside the red zone, giving yourself a good chance for a field goal if that's what you end up settling for, but also just edge closer to the red zone for a touchdown. You keep burning the clock, keep the ball away from Seattle's hands. Sioux Falls, they just have to complete their business, and they can come away with the win despite 9 minutes left in the clock.
From the 11-yard line, first down and 10 for Tyree. Tyree to throw. The pass goes, and it's almost picked off.
Yeah, I mean, you have receivers standing stationary. Kind of easy for defense to read where the ball's going if there's no motion. That's kind of what happened. They're almost a turnover. Looking for a recreation of the David Horrell miracle previous drive.
Terrazas with 6 grabs on 6 target, 166 yards. A bunch of 6s on the stat sheet for Terrazas. 5 wideouts on the field. Tyree, the pass, middle, the pass, overthrown. Trying to connect with Terrazas again, and that's just a misfire by Tyree.
A bit of a misfire. But yeah, when you have Terrazas, your number 1 receiver, catching 6 of your 7 passes, I wouldn't fault him for throwing to such a prolific receiver. So, and 2 touchdowns too, that would have been touchdown number 3 for Terrazas.
Look for the corner out here with K. Marion. Top your screen to the corner. Tyree to throw. Tyree goes middle instead. It's still K. Marion for the touchdown.
Yep, I feel like they really did design that for K. Marion. The bunch up top sort of confused the defense, allowed K. Marion to break free into the middle, and that's where Julian Tyree threw, and that's where the touchdown was made. And this just breaks the back of Seattle, now down 3 scores in 3 touchdowns, where 2 of them need to be 2-point conversions potentially. It's rough. 10:32, Sioux Falls they're now just looking to end the game with no further issues.
The extra point by Sashto Black makes it 33-10. This game at one point was 10-7.
Yep.
And ever since, Sioux Falls has dominated this game. You take a look at Noah Terrazas' updated numbers. And 6 grabs approaching 200 on the game. And Seattle will enter desperation mode here on offense. See if we can get a good return by Gus Scott. Scott only gets it to the 23-yard line as company make the tackle. Let's send it over to Cameron Irvine for a game break update. Cam, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Ramos. This is just the type of season that it is for Los Angeles. They lost Jack Flash earlier in this drive, and then this 48-yard field goal from LA to make it an 11-point game is stoinked off the left upright. Atlanta leads 17-3. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cam. We are back in Sioux Falls as Trellis Blanton goes down for a 6-yard loss. Nobody open down the field.
Absolutely, but what a quick sack as well as Darius Hawkins gets home in a hurry. That's the second time that Blanton has been brought down to the ground, and you know, we talk about what a win here means for Sioux Falls. You know, you look at the home advantage they've had since the previous season. They've gone 8-1 in home games. This would be their 9th home game win in their last 10 home games.
This pass by Paulie True, this caught. A good play by Seattle. Up to the 28-yard line, Jay Ringel makes the tackle. 3rd and 6 coming up for Seattle.
You know, gotta credit some of the Seattle defenders too. We talked about David Horrell leads the team in tackles. Katie Horrell as well, right behind him with 6 solo tackles for herself.
Blanton to throw, the pass caught. A good route ran by the receiver. Up to the 37-yard line for a first down. That's Tita Queen, who's been extremely quiet in this game.
Yeah, might be an understatement as that's only her first catch of the evening, only the second pass to her. So, yeah, to your point, Tita Queen, quite quiet.
First down and 10. Blanton to throw. The pass to the outside goes to Gus Scott, Baloo Scott, excuse me. Pickup of 2 yards. Davis with the tackle.
I think coming out of this game for Seattle, there'll be questions on, you know, the utilization and efficiency of Baloo Scott. She is one of the most heavily utilized running back in the league, but is only providing about 3.7 yards on average. So they'll look to design probably more efficient plays for her.
That pass is caught to Zach Patton, and that's going to be a touchdown, and Seattle is right back in the game. Beautiful pocket presence. Great job by Zach Patton getting behind the defense. And 6 points for the Nemesis.
Yeah, Sioux Falls kind of resting on their laurels, up 3 scores, but they allow a quick score with 7 minutes left in the game. And Seattle has a way back in. This game if they can force 2 stops in a row, 2 quick stops in a row. With 3 timeouts left in their back pocket, I think that is their ticket in. But what a play that was. To your point, Ramos, a great catch and run.
Seattle electing to go for 1, make it a 16-point ball game. As this kick is up and good. 33-17. Arrows over Nemesis.
Which means their next 2 touchdowns, if they make those touchdowns, have to be 2-point conversions.
Zach Patton approaching 2 bills in this game with 2 touchdowns. By far the best offensive player here on Seattle tonight. And AJ Levy will have a chance to return the favors. We'll get past the 20, past the 25, and up to the 29-yard line with 7 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Sioux Falls leading by 2 scores, only 16 points. So Seattle not completely out of it yet. They just need to stop here, and they need a 3 and out.
A stop, turnover would be much better, but a 3 and out is ideal. Obviously, Sioux Falls hunting that first down.
Julian Tyree will take the quarterback sneak up for 3 yards as KT Horrell makes the tackle.
We also saw plenty of Julian Tyree sneaks in their previous game, so he is no stranger to surprise plays by the quarterback, designed run plays. I think he had one design play for him earlier as well in the first half.
Tyree in the split backs formation will throw the ball deep, and that's going to be Marion for a first down. Gets hit high, but still good enough for a first.
Yeah, good job on K. Marion hanging onto the ball as she has all evening. Second Sioux Falls receiver to eclipse 100 in yards. So you have Noah Terrazas with 164, K. Marion with 121. And it's hard to defend this dual threat of an offense.
From the shotgun, Tyree pump fakes. Tyree passes middle. The pass caught. Great patience by Julian Tyree as he connects with Ben Harrison. First grab of the game for the tight end. Moving the chains are the Sparrows.
That's a combination of great patience, as you mentioned, great protection by the front, who still have not allowed a single sack on Julian Tyree, and Tyree patience, waiting for the routes to develop, and just pinpoint accuracy and timing.
First down and 10. Play action. Tyree throws to the outside. Marion gets the catch. Tries to run upfield, but steps out of bounds after a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 upcoming for Sioux Falls. Only 2 sacks in tonight's ball game, both of them by Sioux Falls. Darius Hawkins with 1.5. James Kelly has the other half sack. Those two defensive ends. And Sioux Falls ever so closely from their 3rd win of the season. And the ball off to Jason Williams, going to the outside past the 15. And Jason Williams gets to the 14-yard line. That was Jason Williams' 16th carry of the game, good for 76 yards, averaging almost 5 yards a total.
And we can see this replay. Cornelius with an immaculate block right there to set Williams loose on the edge. That's the combo. That's the tandem of Williams-Cornelius. Cornelius blocks a lead blocker in the middle, sometimes an edge blocker on the outside, and that's enough for Williams to get, as you mentioned, the 70-plus yards that he has in the evening.
Free play here for Sioux Falls. They will go to the end zone. The pass is picked off. But obviously, Julian Tyree, knowing that was a free play, threw the ball in coverage. No harm, no foul. Seattle will surrender 5 yards. R62 is turning the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. We know what it is. Sean Perrin jumping off sides. It's going to be 1st and 5 coming up.
Now, Julian Tyree over 346 yards in the evening. That is above his average in the season. So, overperforming in this game.
Split backs formation again for Sioux Falls. Going to be a handoff to Williams. Williams pushing the pile, gets 4. Up to the 6-yard line of Seattle. So far on this drive, we'll have 7 plays. Getting close to 70 yards on this one. A very balanced 3 rushes, 3 pass attempts.
Yep.
4 rushes, 3 pass attempts with the updated run. Hand off to Williams. Williams breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle.
Oh!
That is the Hall of Famer getting to the end zone for a touchdown.
That is absolutely individual effort. Gets bumped once, breaks from the tackle. A spin here, a spin there. Misses that spin, in fact, but the power to push through, and that's just Jason Williams for you with another touchdown. They're hoping, putting the game away.
And yes, I just inducted Williams to the Hall of Fame. After that run, why not? As Sioux Falls would take a 40-17 lead.
Yeah, I mean, if it takes 4 men to take you down and they still can't on the way to touchdown, I don't know what else you need to be a Hall of Famer. That was an incredible play.
Jason Williams with close to 100 yards of offense, including rushing and receiving. Including a touchdown as well. And the Sioux Falls Sparrows lead by 23 points.
Yeah. Another testament to how well they've been playing this second half. The third down efficiency second half 4 for 6 after going 3 for 7 in the first half. So Seattle unable to get off the field so many times. The second half in the third quarter as well. This quarter in that play, that third down was a touchdown of Jason Williams.
First down and 10 with the ball at the 22-yard line. Seattle trying to make the score look a little bit more respectable at this point. Bland to throw. Trellis Bland, the pass deep, picked off again. The pass is intercepted, and again on a deep post route. Sioux Falls will have the ball after the interception in plus territory.
Yeah, you look at the numbers of Blanton, 21 of 34. That is 60%. That's not that good. 295 yards, solid. 2 touchdowns, very good. But really the 4 interceptions, that's the back-breaking part. You even half those interceptions, and you might have had a better chance at this game. Unfortunately, Sioux Falls looking to end it right here.
Heavy set. They will run again with Jason Williams. No space at all for the halfback. No gain on the play. Don't leave the stream without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out out content for teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games, play SFL fantasy football, and test your skills in the survivor pool. To join our server, visit simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon on the menu. The SFL community, 2,000 people strong. We will see you there. Handoff. Williams with a lot of room. Jason Williams gets a block. And Williams pushes forward up to the 7-yard line of Seattle.
Great play overall by everyone in Sioux Falls. K. Marion with the extra block at the end to allow Williams to get an extra few yards, 5 yards. Ooh, pushing down that defender to boot. And yeah, basically playing with their food at this point, putting more and more yards on the plate. Let's see the total yardage of Sioux Falls. Looking at 481 total yards versus 309 by Seattle, and you can see the difference in offense. Jack's data a little too generous perhaps, with a 10.5 advantage to Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls with a chance to pretty much get to the over-under by themselves if they get a touchdown here. Tyree fumbles the football though, and this one is recovered by Sioux Falls because everything is... Did Sioux Falls pounce on it? I think they did. Yeah. That was actually Seattle who fell on it. I was about to say that everything was working for Sioux Falls if that was going to fall to Sioux Falls' hands. But the quarterback sneak can be pretty good, but that's the risk you take. The quarterback gets a lot of hits, and he's not maybe as good of ball carrier as your halfback, as Baloo Scott gets the catch, runs out of bounds to stop the clock up to the 14.
They're going to be hard-pressed to produce 23 points in 2.5 minutes.
Three touchdowns away is Seattle from either tying or winning this game, obviously counting some 2-point conversions. 22 personnel here for the Nemesis. Overloaded to the left. The pass goes to the right. Baloo Scott with a lot of room. Spins inside. Gets it only to the 20-yard line. They will go in the no huddle from this formation, at least for one more play before the 2-minute warning. Scott actually goes out of bounds before the 2-minute warning, but loses 3 on the play.
Yeah, it's kind of the story of the evening for Seattle, sort of embodied in that one play. You get some positives here and there, such as the clock stopping, such as the one interception you have, but really it has been a net negative for Seattle. Plenty of things going not their way, especially those interceptions.
2nd down and 13 with the ball at the 17-yard line. Blanton to throw. Blanton throws deep. The pass caught by Paulie Truth, who's still running, breaks the tackle, and Paulie Truth will take it all the way for a Seattle touchdown.
I mean, they got life. They're not going down without a fight, and I appreciate that. Putting 6 on the board, 23-40, about to be 24-40. And what another huge play, this time by Paulie Truth. And I think the referee might have even slowed down one of the defenders right there. And another huge pass by Seattle. See, if not for those turnovers, that's the thing they're capable of. Huge pass plays for huge gains.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Sioux Falls 40, Seattle 23 with an extra point pending. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by 8 PM Music on YouTube. To be fair, the Sioux Falls backup defense was on the field that time. And Seattle taking advantage of the absence of guys such as AJ Levy and Jay Ringgold. Go deep for a touchdown. The extra point is up, and it is good. 40-24. Sioux Falls over the Seattle Nemesis, as we are going to see an onside kick. Seattle still with 3 timeouts. The ball bounces high. It's going to be bobbled, and Sioux Falls will recover. Sioux Falls Sparrows will get the ball at the own 39-yard line.
1st and 10.
1 first down pretty much kills this game. Handoff goes to Cornelius, who cannot find any room. Seattle will call their first timeout of the half.
24-40, that's 2 scores, actually, 16 points. 2 scores that they'll need a lot of things to go their way to happen.
2nd down and 9 yards to go with the ball at midfield. Julian Tyree will sneak it after that fumble. Doesn't fumble this time, holds on to the ball for a gain of 1. Third down and 8 for the Sparrow offense. Backup offense is on the field, by the way. The throw with time, the pass deep, and the pass is somehow caught in tight coverage because everything is working for the Sparrows.
Everything is working for them. A very much needed, change of pace, change of scenario, I'd say. After the beatdown from last week, as some of our members in chat are pointing out, last week did not look very nice for Sioux Falls. A very terrible outing, especially in that 3rd quarter last week, and you turn around with a performance such as this one. Hey, you'll take it.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Willie Beeman, the backup quarterback, connecting with Terrain James on that one. Beeman will take a couple more knees and the game will be over. A game that at the end of the 1st quarter looked very close and very tight. And it was in the start of the third quarter where Sioux Falls just absolutely dominated the Seattle Nemesis. At halftime, this game was 16-10 Sparrows.
Yeah.
And the game will end 40-24, not feeling even that close. Beeman with another knee. We'll see one more, and this game will come to an end. Who's your player of the game, Mark?
I mean, you got to look at Julian Tyree with 381 yards, only the one interception to go against his 4 touchdowns. You could make a case for either Noah Terrazas or K. Marion, but to me, it's got to be Julian Tyree.
I will agree with Julian Tyree, despite that interception and the fumble. I have to go with the Sioux Falls quarterback, who's going to come into next week only about 120 yards shy of the GOAT. And Sioux Falls will go to 3-3. Seattle will fall to 2-4 in a very weird West Division this year, or Pacific Division rather this year. So we're going to take a look at the final highlights. Most of them are going to be Sparrows. And, I mean, it was just a redemption game here for Sioux Falls. You know, they looked really bad last week. And finally, this week, looking like the powerhouse that we are accustomed to. Only 65 rushing yards for Seattle. They tried to run the ball with Baloo Scott after the first quarter, but it just wasn't working. You know, only about a couple rushes went for over 10 yards. And other than that, Baloo Scott was pretty much stifled all game long.
Yep, and with this loss by Seattle snaps their 2-win streak. They were looking for their second road win ever in the history of the franchise. They're not going to get it in this game. Their 2-win streak is snapped. They go one more game behind their division leaders, Portland. This would have been a much needed win for them, but unfortunately for them, Seattle unable to come out with the win. Sioux Falls, though, they themselves 2 games behind the division leaders. Instead, they got another win, keeping up pace. It's still the halfway point of the season, plenty more games to go. But Sioux Falls will take any win that they can take towards the playoffs.
Sorry, the Sioux Falls Sparrows will get win 108 in franchise history, which is 5th most in the Simulation Football League all time. Win percentage a little bit over 56%, now ranked 7th best. And this is their 71st home win, also top 5 in this league's history. And you know, for Seattle, you know, the season, even though now they're 2-4, I mean, we've seen some positives out of the Nemesis this year. The team is still very young. I mean, very young quarterback, very young running back with Baloo Scott. And it's just a matter of time. You know, the defense is pretty experienced with guys such as David Vorel and company. You know, Ethan Kai.
Yep. Yeah, I believe it mostly is the offense that's young. You count the total number of total players actually who are young in this team. 12 total players, offense and defense, are currently in their first or second season. So the future is there for Seattle, but in the short run, it might be definitely a learning curve for this team.
Your player of the game is Noé Terrazas with 6 grabs and 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. Can't be mad at that. Julian Terry had a great game, but Noé Terrazas was a big difference. For Mark Lopez, providing the color, Ethan Kai and Mark Mello with the stats. Our commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine. I was Ramos Link. Thank you very much for watching Saturday Night Football with us. And we'll catch you next week. Good night, everybody.